Vaughn Tinsley, founding fathers. Here with Brett, native of Philadelphia. And we're talking about fatherhood today, and it's just it gets interesting and interesting. It's all different levels of fatherhood. First-time fathers, stepfathers, mentors in the community that play a role in fatherhood. And we see a prime example of what's happening directly with fatherhood. Brett, why don't you just tell everybody your name? Tell the world what you enjoy most about fatherhood and what's difficult about being a father as well. We'll let you go ahead and do your thing.
Well, first of all, my name is Brett Constant Pinckney. I'm a father of one, Shaylee Pinckney. She's 6.
Here she is, give us some.
Basically, this is the inspiration that makes me wake up every day. Basically, one thing I enjoy is to wake up in the morning and have my daughter call me and say, "Good morning, Daddy."
How you doing?
And one thing that inspires me is for her to sit there and look at me to do something positive. That way it reflects on her. Like one thing I noticed with her is, basically how my grandfather or my mother would sit there and ask me every morning or every afternoon, "Son, how was school? What did you do? What did you learn today?" Show interest in your child. When you show that interest, that reflects in your child turning around and then wanting to do something positive to bring it back home to you.
Do you feel like there's a lack of fatherhood, in the community, or even just a lack of mentors in the community that'll just stand by and say, "You know what, young man, how was your day? How was school? What did you learn?" Do you feel like we need to do that more, as a people in the community? You feel it's necessary?
Actually, I do, but it actually stems from the overall generalization of just walking up to somebody and saying hello.
Okay.
Like, that's one thing that I was raised as a young child, where it's one thing to sit there and walk by somebody, and it does not hurt to sit there and say, "Hey, how you doing?" as you pass
Right.
them.
Common courtesy.
Common courtesy.
Right.
And that's one thing where Philadelphia, or I can honestly say a lot of parts of the United States, we lack.
Right.
It's basically, you teach your child not to speak to strangers, but at the same token, it doesn't hurt for you just to walk by and say, "Hey, how you doing?
Sure.
Beautiful day out here."
Sure.
And keep it moving.
Sure.
I'm not asking you, "Can I have $1?" No, I'm just common courtesy, and you never know what that person that you're walking past has been through in that one day, and where you can sit there and honestly sit there and maybe change the perspective of what they're thinking.
Right.
Because that one person that's walking by you may have been through a horrible situation, and by you just not taking that ounce of moment to sit there and say, "Hello, how are you doing?" that may either stop them or, it's a real hard thing to say, because like I met this one guy one time where he was so tweaked out. He got off of work one day. I don't know what was on his mind.
Right.
But 2 hours later, he sat there and blew his brains out.
Wow.
And who's to sit there and say that me or you couldn't walk by that guy and just sat there and shook his hand,
Right.
or
Could have changed his thought for the rest of the day.
just took him out of that negative thought. Exactly.
Right.
And like, that's just one thing I look at, where it's like I look at the little kids that's out here, I look at the little boys and girls. I mean, it don't matter who it is.
Right.
It's just trying to sit there and try to get into their life the least amount way possible, just like your pop did for me as a young buck.
Right.
Like, my father wasn't there for me, but your pop was there. Like, he's a man that I can sit there and say, he was a positive influence in my life.
Right.
At the age of 12, 13 years old, teaching me a trade that I now make money off today.
Right.
So it's a lot of little things where people just need to sit there and take time out.
Right.
I mean,
And in terms of, and I hear exactly what you're saying. And you actually, is your father's
Yes.
no, my father just died 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I need you to hold this.
And like, that's one thing that I'm going through now, is I have a 17-year-old sister, and like, she's going through a lot of different things where emotionally she's trying to figure out who she is,
Okay.
and that's where I'm trying to step into the plate, where it's
So
like,
you're playing that kind of role of father.
I'm playing a father role and a brother role. where it's like I'm trying to be cool, calm, and collected, but at the same token, I'm trying to be stern and firm.
Right, leadership.
Exactly.
Right,
And
gotta take on the role.
it's like, you know, I want her in my life, but I also want her in my daughter's life. So I have to teach my sister the right ways of life in order for my sister to teach my daughter the right ways of life. So it's a trickle effect.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like I can mention again, like how your pop did for me. He took me in at a young age, instilled different trades and different methods of thinking. That way now I can sit there now and listen to her. You see what I'm saying? And it's like,
You know, I gotta commend you because, you know, this is just an ordinary day. You know, here in the city of Philadelphia, and, you know, you got your daughter with you, you know, and you're proud, and you're talking about it, and you embrace the father, you know. And I'm revolutionizing fatherhood, and what I do in terms of making a revolution is just a fundamental change of the way we are thinking. You know, just like you said, just speaking hello, just saying hello to somebody. It don't hurt to kill you to say hello and speak to somebody, because if you don't, that person may be having a bad day, and you not talking to them can make their day even worse. You see what I mean? Like, it's so important to be involved with the community. You see somebody who's going down, you see them not feeling well, you see them daily on a daily basis, you don't speak to them, that's a problem. Because it's not just about you at that point. You know? So, Brett, I'd like to thank you again, and thank your daughter, and thank you for taking the time out. Founder fathers, Vaughn Tinsley. One father at a time, we're going to revolutionize fatherhood. Thank you.